Namaste, Jai Bharat. The deep state, Europe, and the US, they started dictating terms and conditions to other states of late. If this goes on, most likely they will isolate themselves from the world. Stop considering that you are the world, because by calling the First European War and Second European War as World Wars 1 and 2, by calling them, because they were European wars, they were not world wars. You wrote in the history book something wrongly, giving the impression that Europe is world. Europe is not the world. And many powerful European rulers had this ambition of conquering the world. They went around starting from Alexander, son of Philip of Macedonia, the most sensible European. He went around conquering and went back empty-handed. Similar thing has happened to all the characters in your history. What they went for, what they achieved, how they ended themselves. It's your history. I needn't teach you. If you know it, better for you. So, through such activities of bullying, dominating, and dictating terms and conditions to people, you will isolate yourselves in time. Don't consider yourself as world as you used to consider once upon a time, and you still do consider, as you understand. You can't be the world. The world is much beyond your word. That word I am using for Bible. The world is much beyond than your word. The thing you wouldn't be able to stand in front of a union or an alliance in Asia should China be a transparent sovereignty. The problem is China is they are not transparent. They are like you. Say one thing in the morning, another thing in the afternoon, and entirely different thing in the evening. So, if China can be transparent or trustworthy, then you will have a real formidable force to deal with. I wouldn't use the word enemy, because the concept of enemy does not exist in our thought. Someone is treating us enemy, so we retaliate. We don't treat anybody as enemy. We have no enemies. Whereas Pakistan is a nation where they teach children back from childhood that Bharat Dushman Desha. Bharat is their enemy. We don't have any enemies. When someone comes to us acting as an enemy or behaving themselves as an enemy, we retaliate. That's it. We have no enemies at all. So you will have a formidable force in Asia. If China gets transparent and trustworthy to the other nations in this area, I would go to this extent of saying that in the entire region, this part, among the powerful nations, China amounts to a black sheep. You can't be trusted. If that situation is gone, then you just can't dream of raising a finger at Asia. You see for yourselves, consider for yourselves, in every aspect of existence, these people are not behind you. The Asians are not behind you. Rather, the Asians are much ahead of you in many places, many areas. It's only post-industrial revolution you got some money with which your science developed, and during that period you went about looting the wealth of East. The wealth of East. Your Easter is from East. Easter in whichever sense you take. Your thoughts comes from East. Your religion came from East. Your morals came from East, if you have any. I would say that you stop doing philosophy. If this is how the Europeans think, this is how the Europeans behave, then you don't deserve to do philosophy. You have made a lot of moral philosophies, which are of course essentially speculative. The entire philosophy of yours is speculative, not experiential. You have created many moral philosophies. What's the point? You yourselves are self-oriented, selfish, and self-seeking. Stop talking about morals. Do away with Your design the causes of moral philosophy. They are Europeans. We don't have moral philosophies as you make it in Europe. What emotivism, prescriptivism, thisism, thatism, all kinds of isms. I mean, you don't deserve. So you can't live according to that. Somebody sits and speculates and creates his theories, but then it is not applicable to society because you are different. You don't understand all those things. You don't deserve it. Stop talking about all the big things because you don't deserve to talk about humanism. What humanism you have ever practiced in the entire history of existence? Philanthropy, oh, that word should be done away with removed from your dictionaries. Altruism, philanthropy, humanism, all those things doesn't suit your character. There's a great difference with you people between lips and heart and hands. That is thinking one thing, speaking a different thing, and doing something entirely different. So, this kind of semblance of mistakes people become, and in time you shall realize it, and realize it very miserably. The only thing is that if Asia could become very powerful, provided China is transparent. I don't know if they realize this. They must be realizing it, but the certain attitude cannot be taken away, done away with overnight. That's the problem with Europeans. Their attitude of thinking that they are something, that who I am is something, I am something, we are something. With this attitude, you can't exist. That's European attitude. You spuriously think, consider you are superior, and who other things. No one else thinks so. No one else shall think. Only you yourself say that you are something. You stand near the seashore. Stand near the seashore and sing song in whatever coarse sound it can be, and consider yourself as a singer. Fine. Others won't say that. Self-stultifying, and this self-stultification you wouldn't realize for a long time, and real long time. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.